Hello all and welcome to the Scrappy Sisters. It's Katie here, and as I promised you in my last video, which was making the flipbook, I said that I would make a video of me decorating the flipbook. So this is that video. So as you can see here, I've selected some different papers that I'm going to use to help embellish and make envelopes and little pockets and things on my flipbook. So I've used some of the offcuts of the pattern paper that I used in the actual flipbook, and then I've just got some extra pieces, mainly black and gold, from a particular pad that we got from our reject shop here in Australia. Now, I spent quite a lot of time faffing around for the front cover. I've also just ducked off to get some thickers, I think, but never fear, I'll be back. So I like the front cover is probably the thing that takes me the most time on flipbooks, and I think that's because, you know, it's the first thing people see when they open the mail from you and you want it to make an impact. So I thought about using the Love This with the little arrow, also because the person I'm sending this to really likes pink and sparkly things and girly things. So I definitely decided I want the doily. I still haven't ruled out the Love This, but I've moved to this little hello love heart and a couple of tags on the front because I think they look good. I got those tags from Spotlight, and they have a really stiff like a cord in them for the little tassel part, and I don't like it, so I took that off. Now I'm just spelling out Happy Mail. I decided to go with these lovely white thickers. Even though they don't stand out a lot, I think they're really effective for the front. So I'm just layering up the two tags. One of them sort of has typed like book font on the back, and then I've got a little black card with an XO in gold sparkly paper, and I've just popped up that pink heart that says hello just with some foam dots, give it a bit of dimension, and then I'll slip sort of Happy Mail down the bottom there and kind of tuck the Y in under the love heart, which was really, I thought, quite effective. So I'm just adding a little bit of twine to the tag because I think that looks good, and I didn't like the one that it came with. As I said, it was very stiff. Now this is where I decided I wanted to add some other twine to the XO, but I didn't really have a colour that matched, so I went and got my embroidery thread and picked out a pink, as you can see there. So I'm just cutting that off. I don't think it's as effective as twine, the embroidery thread. It doesn't quite have the same look, but I do think the colour match is much better. So all in all, I think it was a better choice. I'm just sticking some cute pink tiny words with gold foiled writing on the front cover. I think that complements everything quite well. And now I'm just sticking a couple of little enamel dots, some love hearts and some rhinestones on the front just to give it a bit of sparkle. I think that looks quite good. I'm really happy with how that turned out. I am and are about a wood veneer on the front. I've got a couple in the shape of like an envelope, but I decided against it. So now I've moved on to the sort of inside cover of the flipbook. I'm making a little pocket with this black and white striped paper. You can see me putting some tape there. So I'll slide in some little goodies into that, probably some Project Life cards or maybe some tags that I've made. And then I decided I'd just layer a few strips of washi along the bottom just for decoration, not to hold it in. And that little teeny tiny washi is in an XO sort of script all along the bottom with gold writing. It's just beautiful. So this is where I decided that the Love This little chipboard, glittery chipboard piece would look really nice. So I've popped that on the front there. And then I'm just sort of pulling out a few things from my stash here to make a bit of a cluster in the top left hand corner. I am and are about a few different things, but in the end I decided on a pink sparkly heart and then a few little banner pieces, just some scrap pieces of paper that I've made some banners out of, and one of them is a word that I think says start here, which I thought was quite good since it's the first page, and I use my little tiny attacher to staple that together, and then I think, I pop it up on some foam dots. So I try to keep my flipbooks not super embellished. I like to add a lot of little goodies for my pen pal to be able to use, so I don't always over embellish the pages. I like to be able to add lots of different things into them, so spaces for Project Life cards and tags and other little goodies. So here I am, I'm just making an envelope with my envelope punch board, and that was just using a 6x6 piece of paper that I had. So making up that envelope, and I like to use these obviously to put a letter in, but I also use them to hold some of my other embellishments like sequins and little enamel dots and things like that that I can put into a little plastic bag which I seal up and then I pop in there. Oh, there's my cat coming for a little visit. So I'm just trying to find something to embellish this page with. So I've got some words, wood veneer words, which I recently just purchased from the reject shop as well. A few different words I could have used there. I did settle on hello, but I felt it got a bit lost on the black star paper there, so I just needed to back it onto something just to anchor it and make it a bit easier to see. So I've popped it on some pink, a sort of pink little banner from a scrap piece of paper, and then yeah, pop it on some foam dots. Also the reason why I needed to put it on foam dots is because obviously the envelope and the backing paper are not the same height, so it made it a bit too hard to stick the wood veneer straight onto that, so I needed to pop that on yeah, some little foam dots. Now I'm just trying to find something in that bottom left corner. I try a few different things, and I think I come back to that rose on the right. Yeah, I'm trying a few different options here, tucking things in, but I think, yeah, I think I come back to that rose. I do. And that's all I'm going to do for that page, I think. Kept it pretty simple. As I said, I'll pop some goodies in there, and then I'll probably close it shut with a little bit of washi or a little bit of a foam dot or something just to keep that closed, otherwise it pops open all the time. So here I am just going through some die cuts that I've got in a separate box, and I pulled out a few different butterflies. I thought I might put something in that top left corner, so you can see me here grabbing out a few different die cuts. I went on a massive die cutting spree. I got a big shot and I borrowed a friend had a lot of dies, and I borrowed them and I just cut hundreds of different die cuts, which I've now popped in a little container and just raid my stash every now and again when I want something that's going to work. So I've decided I'll just leave the page as it is for the moment, and I'll move on to the pink paper on the left hand side. No, I'm not. I made another envelope. I think I may have made that one off camera actually. So I'm popping another envelope on that paper and then working out, making a banner. I've picked another wood veneer word. So this one says awesome. And then again, just gets a bit lost in that pattern paper at the back. So I needed something to sort of anchor it and draw attention to the bottom right hand corner where I end up popping the banner. So I made a few layers of some of the pinky papers into a little banner cluster, and then popped the word awesome on top of that. Again, just to give it a bit of interest, but not over embellish. And again, I'll just pop some little random goodies in here depending what I pop together for my pen pal, maybe some die cuts, but I'll just have a look through my stash and find things that I think she would like. So here I am just putting two of my die cuts together to make this butterfly, and I'll popping it up on some foam dots and popping it on the left hand page there, just to give it a bit of dimension. And then I'm making a little cluster down the bottom with a few banners, and I think, oh yeah, I made that little paper clip with a cat banner in one of my earlier videos actually. I think one of the first videos I posted on here, and it had a blue tiny word sticker on it, and that didn't go, so I just pulled that off and replaced it with a pink one, and I still thought the little cat and the colour of the banners and everything worked really well in this layout, so I just popped that in the bottom right. And now I'm trying to think about what else am I going to put on this page, and I go, oh that's right, put a bit of a doily up in the corner. This page is not going to have any goodies on it for my pen pal, it'll just be a decoration page. So popped a doily in the corner and tried a few different options before I finally settled on what I wanted. I kept going back to a butterfly, and in the end I settled on a smaller butterfly for that corner. Oh, and a love heart. Yeah, a little gold love heart. Then I'm moving on. This actually will be the back page of my flip book, and again, similarly to the front, I like to spend a little bit of time on the back page I decided I really wanted this rose die cut. So you see me fiddling with the glue for a while here. It's not the best glue, as I think I've said before. It's a bit tricky to squeeze out, and yep, I'm trying to unclog the nozzle there. It is very hard to get out. I mean, it sticks really well, but it just is a bit fiddly, and it takes me a while on these this very small die cut. It's very intricate to stick down. I do get there in the end. Perseverance, perseverance. I hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. It's Saturday when I'm doing this voiceover here in Australia. It is the middle of winter, and I must say it is getting very cold. I live in Melbourne, and I live actually in the foot of the Dandenong Ranges, so in the hills, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful area. And the view out my window that I'm looking at now is just stunning, but it's very overcast. I think it might rain, and it's very cold. So the central heating's going. I've made myself a cup of tea, and I just thought it's a good day to do some voiceovers for my videos. So what am I doing here? Sorry, I'm spelling out with my white thickers again, the same as I use on the front, made with love. I thought that was a cute little saying to include on the back. And then I totally forgot when I was doing this flip book that I'd bought these black and gold and white little embellishment set from the Reject Shop. They have a whole series here in Australia of similar themed things, and I thought this would go well with the theme that I'd chosen for the flip book. So I popped a little gold heart on the back page, and then I went back and I wanted to put a few extra things onto that pink page. So I actually found a series of arrows and just added those. I thought they worked quite well, and that little section was missing something, so I just added some of those in. I like it. They're gold foiled. I think they look cute. So now I've moved to, well, when you open up the flip book, it's kind of the back section. And this is where I have decided that I'm going to make space for my mail tag. So I make another little pocket there with some gold foiled paper. And again, I add a bit of washi to the bottom just for a bit of interest. Not because I need to have it for it to stick down, just because I think it looks cute. Adds a bit of extra, you know, something to the page. And that's just some black stripy washi, some gold washi, and then again my little teeny tiny exo washi. So I'm trying to figure out what am I going to put on this to make it look interesting but doesn't cover up the section where I want to put my mail tag. So I faff about, and then I decide that no, I can't think about this. I'm moving on to the next page. I'm making another envelope, and this is actually going to be where I put my letter. So I've used some gold foiled paper to make my letter section. Now I have to apologise. I was using my iPhone to film this, and in a minute my video cuts out. So I didn't realise, but my iPhone only lets me film for a maximum of about 58 minutes. Either that was all the space I had left, or it just cut out after that. So the video is about to end, so you don't get to see me finish the end of my flip book, but you will get to see photos. I'll pop still photos at the end. So thank you again so much for watching. You didn't miss much for the rest of the video. It's just a few more pages to go. Thank you again so much for watching. I love making flip books, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thanks, enjoy, bye.